What's up, guys? NicMakesPlays here. Today I'm gonna go over Joey's branded Eldlich Dogmatika deck, and what'd you do with this deck?
So I got first place at the Back to Duel Yu-Gi-Oh locals
What
from 5-0.
what did you win?
So I actually won this playmat at the Field Center, and then some OTS packs, which I got a Fusion Destiny and a Zeus both Ultimates out of. So that was pretty cool. So I came up pretty hard on that.
Hell yeah! Want to show us the deck?
Yeah, let me show it to you.
I'll move this up so the people.
All right, yeah.
The
So
people gotta know what's going
they
on.
gotta know.
They gotta know.
They gotta know about themselves.
Okay.
So
Very
this
good.
is like the Eldlich part of it. It's 2 Golden Lord. I mean, it's a pretty standard Eldlich package. Nothing special here. 3 Scarlet, 2 Conquistador, 2 Aquero, and then 2 Cursed Eldin. I think the ratios here are all fine. I wouldn't really change anything. Maybe you can add 3rd Cursed Eldin, but I think this is all the correct numbers to play.
What are those out of the deck? Like, what's better about this than a regular Despia deck?
I mean, there's a cool interaction between Branded Fusion and Lord, where you make Albion by sending Lord from your deck to the grave. I'll show you that in a little bit. So it also provides a ton of grind game. Not that Despia has bad grind game or anything, but there's just something about the Eldlich engine when the games go long that it just thrives in, and you get to that spot quite often in this deck, and it just like helps you win out in a bunch of different games.
Does it help for hand traps?
I mean,
I was thinking like if you like get hand trap, like okay, set Sanguine.
yeah, it's broken. Like most of the hand traps you don't care about. Like Ash is still broken against your deck, especially because you're running Branded Fusion now. So it's like they Ash this, they Ash Branded Fusion. But yeah, most of the hand traps you don't care about. You just set 3-4 and then just pass, and they're down a card.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's the Eldritch stuff. And then for the branded package, it's really small. It's just 1 Aliber, 2 Fallen of Albaz, and 3 Branded Fusion. So you might be wondering why only 1 Aliber. I think it's the only number you really need in this deck. You don't really need 2, 3, because you're not pressed to like get to your branded stuff. You can play the game just fine off Eldritch cards and some of the Dogmatika stuff and just traps. But I wanted a way to get to a fourth Branded Fusion consistently, because sometimes you don't open a way to get to this and you'd rather have it. But as you can see later on, I'm running Skill Drain, so it's another reason why there's some sort of anti-synergy between this card and that. And then 2 Albaz. I might cut down to 1 eventually if I think that you only really need 1. But I think 2 right now is okay.
Albert's also good because he's like a floater. You should hit the 1 in the grave.
Yeah.
The rest of the game he comes back.
Yeah, he's broken. And this isn't even that big of a brick, so it's not like you're like so sad to see 1 in your opening hand. If you drop both, obviously you're kind of.
You can also just discard like Conquistador or Aquarium, and it's like you don't really have the cost.
Yeah, exactly. You can just do that, and it's like okay, it's not really that big of a deal. And then a really small Dogmatika package, just 2 Ecclesia, 1 Floor, and 2 Nadir Servant. You can cut 1 Ecclesia. I'm thinking about it, but Ecclesia is just such a good card sometimes, and you don't really need a normal summon this deck because, like you saw, you're only playing 1 Aliber. So even if you don't get a way to special summon him, you can just straight up just normal summon this turn 1 and set 3 or 4 back row, and that's fine. That's like a totally fine turn.
And it's broken because you can just do Nadir Servant, send Albion to grave, and then search for Fusion for next turn.
Yeah, there's all kinds of gross synergies with that. I've never had it come up where I want to search Fallen of Albaz with this card, but maybe one day.
It's also just crazy that you can run like, okay, I run a small Dogmatika engine, but you get access to Nadir Servant. Nadir Servant is absolutely broken.
That card
so
is like ridiculous.
Not only are Ecclesia and 4 good, but you get Nadir Servant, which is like, okay, they Ash, Branded Fusion, I'll play Nadir Servant. They're like, holy shit.
It's just broken. And then the last of the monsters are just 3 Ash. This is my only hand trap I'm main decking. As you can see in the side deck, there's more. There might be a time where I want to switch some of the hand traps in the side to the main, but right now I'm okay with just the Ash. This is 100% the best hand trap right now. Followed by maybe Ghost Bell, but this is still such an amazing card. It hits Branded Fusion, it hits, hits tons of different stuff. And if I had to main 1 hand trap, I would always main Ash.
Yeah, it hits everything.
Yeah, it's just too good. And then 2 Prosperities. Some people ask why not 3. I hate drawing multiples of this card. And also this deck can afford to banish 6 off the first Prosperity. So once you do that, you don't really want to see a second copy. And I'm trying to keep it to a tight 40, and I kind of like the rest of the deck, so it's not like I want to try to squeeze a third one here if I don't even want it, really.
Yeah, because if you use the 1 and call 6, and you draw another one, it's like so much worse. You call 3 or gets like close with the extra deck.
Yeah, yeah. And then for the traps, it's 2 Punishment, obviously a Searchable off Ecclesia, 3 Skill Drain, broken ass card, goes a match, also broken ass card, and then 2 Ice Dragon's Prison and 2 Dimensional Bear. This is more like a meta call for that local specifically, because I was expecting a ton of the Despia deck. There was, so I guess that kind of paid off a little bit, but I'm thinking if I'm making any changes to this deck, it's cutting these and putting them to the side, and then putting Ghost Bells in the main. But That's the only thing I'm really
Skill
considering.
drain's just so insane. Because like, if you skill drain the mirror, like not the mirror, but like the Despia matchup, then I play Guardian Chimera. You can just like, okay, Reborn Lord, attack over Guardian Chimera, and they have nothing bigger than that, and you win.
Yeah.
Punishment's also super cool because like obviously you can search with the Ecclesia and stuff. You can send Albion, and it's just like so many ways to search Brand Fusion, which search Golden Lord, and then you just beat everybody with the traps.
Yep. It is nice.
What do you ice check against Prison usually? Oh, can't you wait if in the against Despia, if they use Brandon Red, you can just ice check a Prison Reborn their guy
and fizzle it.
Yeah, fizzles the Brandon.
It's pretty
Red.
broken.
Is that the main thing you do with that?
Typically in that matchup, yeah. But this card gets so much random value in so many different matchups. The only matchup where you're not really happy to see this card is against Flunder, obviously, because they're not using the graveyard. Yeah. But you get some value on a lot of the matchups. Just fizzling cards, stealing a card and banishing them. It's pretty good.
It destroys the mirror.
Yeah, it's decent against DP stuff too. That you can just take Celestial and then banish Celestial and DP. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's just tons of different random ways that those work.
Let's go into the extra deck. Then let's do like a standard turn one or like some combos, and then we'll do the side deck last.
Sure. Yeah. So the extra deck is pretty straightforward. There's one change I'm willing to make in this. I'll talk about after. So for the branded stuff, it's 2 Albion, 2 Mirror Jade, 1 Lubellion, and I guess this counts as part of the branded stuff. Only 1 Titanclad. Yeah, this is the best card ever. But you're always starting your turn with this if you can get to him though, because he puts Golden Lord in the graveyard. So. And then I don't really summon Lubellion a whole lot in this deck, but it comes up.
Oh, I guess because like standard decks do Lubellion, but your deck it summons this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're brand fusioning for Lord Von Valdez, which you can't play this guy off of. You only pick him, and like you're not upset about it. Like you're happy to do this because then you can just fuse from Mirror after, which I'll show later.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the branded stuff. And then some more random cards. You got 1 Entis. I'm running Punishment and the Deer Servant, so why not? You're right. 1 Link Spider. This is mostly for the Eldlich traps, just to help you get in the grave. And then 1 Anaconda, which came up a bunch at the locals, and I'm expecting it to keep coming up. It's just too good. You just send Branded Fusion. And it's just, yeah, some of the grindier games, you really, really are happy to see this. So then those are those. And then I'm side decking Super Poly, so here's 3 more cards that's for the Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord, Mud Dragon, and Starving Venom. I had a game where I basically won off of just this card. It's super broken in the mirror. You can even summon it back with Scarlet Sanguine once it dies. I mean, as long as it was summoned properly, that is. But it's just like, it's the mirror match killer. He's got insane stats. He can't destroy card effects, and he can steal Golden Lords off their board.
I mean, that's really popular because like the YCS, the Eldlich is so good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's funny. I was considering cutting this, but like it's so worth the slot. It just gives you such an advantage in that matchup.
Yeah.
And then the last 3 are just the XYZs. I got Gustav Max, Constellar Pleiades, and then Zeus. These come up quite a bit. Zeus is just a really good card. And this deck is not like a traditional trap heavy Eldlich deck. It has a lot of traps, but you're just not running like 30 some traps. So you get a lot of value sometimes off of making a Zeus and then blowing up the board. So that's it for
Do
the
you want to
deck.
show like your standard turn 1 and then show if there's any like cool combos that like, people wouldn't know about like immediately or something?
Yeah. Let me show a standard turn 1. So I'll just give a strong hand just to show the. Well, I can do a standard combo and then a strong hand to show the potential of the deck.
I guess first you should start showing what happens if you have like just Branded Fusion.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say you literally just have this. This is all you need to really get started in the deck. It's the best opening card you can ever draw. So you'd activate this, assuming they have no interaction. You're gonna send from your deck to the graveyard the Golden Lord, and you're also gonna send, if I can find him, Fallen of Albaz. This is gonna make Albion. So now you have an Albion. These 2 are in the grave. Then you're gonna use Albion's effect. You're gonna shuffle, or you're gonna banish itself and Fallen of Albaz. You're gonna play Mirror Jade. So now you've got a Mirror Jade, and you have a Golden Lord in the graveyard, and that was just off 1 card.
So
and
there's just 1 card equals Golden Lord plus Mirror Jade, and then after you the banish, send. You can also you can send Entis off this, right?
You can, no, it has some mention Fallen of Albaz actually. So you can send Titaniclad or Albion. Basically, are only 2 targets you're really looking to do with that.
Okay, that's still pretty cool. So you get a banish, a Golden Lord, and then you also get a search.
Yeah, usually I'll end up searching. It depends on how the game looks, but sometimes if I have punishment, I'll just send a Titaniclad off of this and get a Dogmatika guy. Or if I don't have punishment, I'll just send Albion and get a Brand of Fusion again for the next turn. And then yeah, like I said, you're setting 3 or 4 cards after this, and it's just like this plus that many back rows are really annoying for your opponent to deal with. Plus you have a Lord coming back.
And he has that effect where if he's removed, he blows up the board at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
What do you do if you have a second Branded Fusion? Is it the same play or is it like a separate one for the second Branded Fusion?
It's the same play. You can do the exact same thing, or you can just summon Rebellion if you want instead, because you already have a Gold Lord engraved, so you don't need to send a light. You can just send Fallen of Albaz and
you get Aliber engrave, I guess.
Yeah, you could send Aliber. There's some Dogmatika cards if you want to send one of them to the grave for whatever reason. Or yeah, like I said, just a second Golden Lord works.
So what's like a strong? So you have like a strong hand or like a combo maybe people wouldn't know about by like just looking at the deck card. Like the card list?
I mean the deck's pretty self-explanatory. There's not a whole lot of combos, but I can show you what happens if you open this. Nadir Servant and Branded Fusion happens sometimes. It's really funny. Let's say you have two other back row, like Ice Dragon, Skill Drain. This is your ideal hand. So what you're gonna do is you start with Cursed Eldland. You'll get one of the Eldlich cards. And then you're going to activate Branded Fusion. You're going to send Golden Lord, Fallen of Albaz. You're going to play Albion. Yeah, sorry, I'll flip these. Very good. Albion's going to activate. He's going to banish Albaz himself, play Mirror Jade. Then you're going to use Golden Lord effect, and you're going to play him out. And then, this is engraved. Then you're going to use Cursed Eldland's effect. You're going to send Haquero. So actually this is going to be engraved, and then this is going to be in your hand. And then you're going to use a Deer Servant. And then you're going to send Titaniclad. You're going to add Ecclesia.
Oh, you can just special her and get punishment?
You
can just special her now and get punishment?
Oh, you didn't normal summon yet.
Oh, what?
This is your normal summon.
That's insane.
So you're going to normal summon, you're going to get punishment. So this is the ideal hand, but look what you have. You have 4 back row set. You've got an end phase Haquero giving you your Eldlich. You've got a 3000 Golden Lord that can't be destroyed by card effects, and you have Ecclesia and Mirror Jade on the field.
And then Titaniclad searches floor, right?
Yep, Titaniclad and end phase is going to search floor.
So this is exactly like the dream hand.
This is the dream hand.
This is like a 3 card. Well, I guess 2 of them are like.
Yeah, but look how disgusting that is.
Yeah, it's like unbeatable going first.
Yeah.
Like literally 5 traps that can like do anything. Mirror Jade. And you also have a lot of like longevity with the grind because all these graveyard effects. This will come back. That has a graveyard effect.
Yeah.
It's pretty broken.
But that's basically the deck.
Is there any like niche cool plays that like only this deck can do compared to like regular Despia?
Not
like...
really. You saw the small little synergies, but that's basically it. I can go over the side deck real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So the side deck is very simple. It's just 3 Ghost Spell.
What do you use that against?
It's good against mostly every single deck in the format right now. It's just so broken. There's so many random cards it hits.
Oh, yeah, you can hit Enchantress turn 1.
Yeah.
Insane.
And then 3 Super Poly for mirror and against branded decks. And then for some of the traps I like to use for going first is 3 Anti-Spell, 3 Solemn Judgment, and a 3rd D-Barrier. Obviously, this is against the Despia deck. It also gets value against some other stuff like Sword Soul. And then these are just broken going first. And then the last 2 are just 1 Necro Banshee, 1 Zombie World, which if you don't know, this is sent off of Branded Fusion to play Rebellion. And then you can banish her to add Zombie World to your hand. So this is mostly for Flunder, and it's also good against Dragon Link.
So how many days did you have the deck built before the locals?
It was just 1.
Before, right?
I built it the day before, yeah. You actually showed me, or you helped me out and said, why not put Dogmatika cards in this? And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I put them in, and it's just performing
so you built
crazy.
The deck. The first day testing it out and seeing it perform, you went 5-0, so you just destroyed everybody. You're like, wow, this deck's like insane on its first test day. And then you got a Matt, an Ultimate Zeus, and Ultimate Fusion Destiny. Yeah,
it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. Especially for locals. It's like, wow, I can't believe it came up that hard.
Well, I mean, if your first time ever playing the deck, you go 5-0, I can only imagine that like when you get better with it and even in general, like it's just going to keep doing well. It's like a huge first showing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the Eldlich Despia deck. Anything else you want to say?
No, I got nothing else. Thanks for watching.
No problem. All right, have a good one.